Hey, so we are playing Syphilisation today. What we're going to try to do is get through the secret sustainable development playthrough. Now, the thing about this is that we're not in full control over it. Kind of depends on what the other people in the game do, if we can get things to break our way. But we'll give it a shot. We'll see how far we get. We'll see if we can get it to work. And in the meantime, I'll just talk through the game itself, talk through what I'm doing in each turn, some of the history behind it, that kind of stuff. So let's start. Right now, just doing some basic research, exploring. I need to find the locks that separate these regions. So I'm just going to keep moving this unit. There's the first one. Can see it right there. So this allows us to start a campaign to open up the regions around us. We're just going to leave that unit there, wait till the next turn, right? Just keep knocking off these basic techs. We got our first quest here to meet Radha and to complete a project. Completing those quests will develop this camp here and it'll give us favor in it, which in turn will take this camp out of the campaign that we're in right now. So I don't need to use the unit to break it open. I can just complete either of these projects. I will go with the world and in turn keep going, keep researching these texts. We will go with Churchill as a villain. Yeah. So right now, here's the second block. Happily, this wanted us to learn about Churchill, something we were already doing. So in 3 turns, we'll have finished both of those quests. In the meantime, we'll just finish exploring this area. We could have gone after that anomaly, but that's okay. We'll explore Gandhi's failures now. Okay. So both of these are pretty much the same. So I'm going to try unlocking this region here instead. There are 2 big reasons. One is that we can meet Radha that way, and the other reason is that it's just a little closer. So let's do this. Let's explore there, use the second unit here too. Now you notice I don't think I ever set that second unit to be built myself. It's just the camp over there is allied with me. So it decided to build that unit and then I get control of that unit anyway. We're just going to keep doing these tags. So that's the thing, right? These camps are more or less autonomous depending on a number of factors. Right? If you want to control a camp, it has to be within the production range of your tech level, and it also needs to be connected to your city. So right now I'm just going to get this unstructured perceptions. Basically keep completing quests, keep trying to build favor in this area. That'll give us control of that region. In the meantime, it's a link from Jallianwala Bagh to non-cooperation. Right? Jallianwala Bagh saw the massacre of many Indians who were peacefully protesting, and the British refused to condemn the massacre. So that in turn sparked Gandhi's non-cooperation movement. This is Guja's Nehru as Congress leader in 1946, so post-World War II. This is the brave and mercenary Winston Churchill. So this is during the Boer War, 1899, where they came under fire from Boer forces. Keep cool, men, said Churchill, adding, "This will be interesting for my paper," and increased the speed of the train accordingly. Rounding a downhill bend at pace, it smashed into a pile of rocks with which the Boers had obstructed the line. He rallied the defenders, but ended up being caught by the Boers, and then managed to escape, which is a story into itself, and that in turn sparked his political career. So over here we have Hitler and the Tories agreeing on India. Yeah, now let's see where we end up next. So we've gotten enough favor in this region, so we'll take it over. So now we have a campaign to consolidate that. So this and this, both of these camps are opposed to us. So what we'll do is we'll just deploy like so. And we'll actually use the camps themselves to settle down. In the meantime, we have all of these, so you see we can just learn about Churchill here, get a whole bunch of those quests done. That might be enough to end the campaign in itself. Let's see where we go from here. Need to research one more of these texts. What does this do? Let's just get this right now. New this unit. Okay, so that's good. In the meantime, yeah, so that's the only one lacking, so we'll just... Oh, so we did set both of these units to attack this camp, but instead what we can do is just proprietary it by moving this nomadic city over here. This is a very valuable tile, settling that, and that in itself gave us favor with this camp, which pushed that camp out of the war. So cool, so that's complete. Over here, that's fine. It's fine. Let's do this. Do this. Okay, so now we do need to meet Radha to get a bunch of these done. And if we can meet Anupam and Kiran, that would be good too. So let's start by sending this unit down here. We'll try to find that last lock. Looks like we couldn't. That's okay. Send this unit down. Over here we'll just research Churchill again. Get a whole set of things done. What have we unlocked here? Churchill getting affirmative action. His Latin entrance examination paper at Harrow was nothing more than the figure 1 in brackets, 2 smudges in the blot. But the headmaster admitted him anyway because he was Lord Randolph's son. In the heart of Europe runs the pure stream of human love of justice, of spirit of self-sacrifice for higher ideals. This is from Nationalism by Tagore, a book about nationalism and about the dangers of nationalism that points out that it doesn't do to dehumanize your opponents. Churchill on the forward policy. Virginia Cowles on Churchill. This really summarizes him up quite well. There's always a hero and a villain, and the fact that Mr. Churchill never fails to cast himself in the leading role not only annoys his opponents but often irritates his colleagues as well. So we're getting a bunch of facts. However, we only have so many that we can use for our report. We'll get to that soon enough, I'm sure. We wanted this tech quite badly, so we'll start there. We'll just load up this forager and this one too, and then we can use them later on to manage some quests and the like. So now we've met Radha. It's a big deal. Gets a bunch of our quests over with. We'll start a campaign to be friendlier with her. So again, now this camp is opposed to us, and this camp here is also opposed to this. Now with this camp, we'll let Radha take care of it, and we'll manage this one ourselves. We could use our units that are already here, but instead I'll try to bring these foragers so that we can proprietary this camp in a non-violent way. time. Let's just keep exploring. Just get these quests done, unlock some new facts. Churchill being very racist. Here's a fun thing. This is about how Aurangzeb patronized a number of temples, and this is a present-day Mahant talking about. Likewise, for the construction of the Vishwanath corridor, several ancient temples were destroyed. This destruction should be ascribed to Modi. Around 286 shivlings were uprooted and tossed around. Some of these were thrown in drains. Out of these, only 146 shivlings were recovered. I obviously did not see Aurangzeb demolish the Vishwanath temple, but I have seen Modi's team mishandle, with complete disregard for Hindu sentiments, the shivlings installed in historic temples. Let me be very frank, Modi has destroyed more temples than Aurangzeb did. Which is a very interesting comparison point. It's one that I had not thought about until I actually saw it, but that is how things happen. Churchill's opposal to Indian independence, that the rule of the Congress and Hindu priesthood machine would never be tolerated by a fighting race. Basically, he believed that should India get independence, then what he considered the martial races. So I imagine the people who comprised the Indian army, right? And I imagine he in particular was thinking of, let's say, Rajputs, Punjabis. Yeah, probably Rajputs and Punjabis. He felt that through sheer racial difference they would automatically overthrow a democratically elected Indian government, because he, in his racist way, just believed them to be that kind of warlike people. Of course, he was wrong, but like, if we're going to start listing out things about which Churchill was wrong, there's not enough space in a single play session. Meanwhile, we're just continuing to do our research, continuing to develop. We succeeded this boost of Radha, so you see now we're much friendlier. So now we can relax around Radha. This gives us a quiet aspect, which is very useful. So now all of our citizens will generate some quiet. So what we should go for now is basically the same thing with Kiran. We'll try to get some more early quiet. In the meantime, we'll also just load up this forger so that we can complete some quests if we happen to come across them. With this inspiration, we'll just knock this quest out directly. So that's good. Over here, we have a pretty strong control over this region already, but nevertheless, I'm just going to keep exploring these quests. Try to charge up the development over here a bit. We'll use this one like so. Similarly here, we'll just load up those two forgers so that they're ready to go if need be. And over here, we'll just make sure that we have this area fully explored, that we're not missing out on any favor anywhere here. Over here, we do need to research Churchill, but that's 7 turns, so we'll do it through the tech tree instead, and we'll just research Gandhi right now. Get ourselves up to date on that. FDR on colonies, that Churchill just, this is 1932, so before the war. It's interesting. I thought this was actually later than that. I should actually check that, but talking about how Churchill just refuses to listen to reason on the colonies. Okay, so right now we will just do this. We'll basically draw some new text from the tree. Okay, so we did want to learn about Churchill through the tech tree, so that's not going very well. we'll give that a, we'll just do it here. We'll just do it with production instead. It's 3 quests. 5 turns is enough time to get all of them done, and then that way we don't have to worry. Get this, because this gives us a conversation method, which we might need to see soon. We will explore here. And over here, we'll just finish exploration over there. We'll continue to load up this forger. Similarly here, we'll use this inspiration on this quest, get that done. We'll bring this one down from here, try to bring that one towards the other players, meet them, get some get some quiet aspects from them the same way we did from Radha. If we are trying to be sustainable in this one, so we want to generate quiet as early as possible, try to get a few quick lotus tiles before our insecurities start building up. See where that takes us. Right, these early turns are critical because once things get going, we won't have as much ability to, we won't have as much control essentially over what we're doing once we go for a more sustainable route. So right here, we really want to make sure we're in a good place going into that. So I'm going to want to set up the city, I guess, here. Okay, we'll send this one here and convert that, and if possible, that gives us an even better place to set up the city. But Nehru on Gandhi. This is Naipaul speaking about Nehru. He is a logical, educated man, and he can be critical, bewildered by the Gandhian way of starting and stopping a great movement on an apparent whim. But always at bottom, Nehru is adoring. Always at bottom, there is the feeling, and it is like a belief in magic, that the Mahatma, with his saint-like illogicality, knows the way ahead. And without him, without this man who is in tune with the peasant soul of India, they have no true following and are lost. And I think this is Naipaul projecting a bit. I don't think Nehru, especially near the end, had quite so strong a feeling about Gandhi, but it does really capture a lot of what made Gandhi so big on the scene of the Indian independence movement. When he came in, it really did transform the nature of things like the Indian National Congress. And he brought mass movements into what was very much an elite, an ivory tower elite. So over here, let's finish that exploration. We have 2 quests. We'll bring these foragers over there to try to take care of them. We'll use this unit here. We're short of the currency we need, which is tough. Hopefully we'll get that soon. Bring this one down. Explore these. There we go. We've met Kiran. So now it is important that we get this campaign to succeed. So I'm going to send this inspiration here. I did need it elsewhere. I did really want to build that sanctum and try to get that early quiet in. But that's okay. We should settle the nomad. I was hoping that this camp would expand so that we would be able to settle it here, which would have been very nice for us. But failing that, we can settle it here. It might end up being better after all. So when a city is settled, all of the tiles adjacent to it are added to its boundaries, and then it gives that production to all camps that are connected to it. So if we had gone here, we would have gotten both of these major tiles and gotten all of the food that they produce. But then what we're trying to do with this game is stay sustainable. So it's just as well if we keep our production a little lower. Okay, so now with this forager, just take it down here, harvest here. With this one, we will try to knock off some quests if we can, but we cannot. So we'll just do that. Now this is the key one. We're going to go here. We just get a quest there. So we'll inspire that, finish the quest. And in doing so, it built our favor here. This camp is no longer opposed to us. We still have this one down here that's opposed to us, but and since we have an inspiration free, we'll send that down there. With this inspiration, we have enough money to build a sanctum, should we so choose. Do we have a really good tile for it? Yes, this tile is very good for that. We're just trying to get a few tiles to, yeah, actually we'll do it with this tile. So what we're trying to do is these tiles are producing quiet. So we're trying to flip a tile into a lotus tile, for which it needs to cross a certain quiet threshold. And if we do that, then that makes it easier to flip tiles next to it. We can start chaining together these tiles essentially. Now the thing about this one is that it is not in our boundaries. It's close to our boundaries, but it's not in our boundaries. So that means we're not going to get a lot of the benefits right now, but I'm still going to do it. With this game, it's always worth remembering that even if you can't get the benefits of something, maybe a different player can, and maybe they'll do what you need to get done. So we're going to start the second campaign to make Anupam more friendly. Pretty much for the same reason, just boost our quiet production a bit. Okay, we'll figure it out. We'll just use these 3 here rather than using our inspirations. Now we're just going to go here. Once we finish these campaigns, we'll clean it up just by talking to people. Okay, so we have 3 facts that all fall under a single topic, right? The UK before 1900. So we'll put them together. This gives us a view on the UK before 1900, and we'll add that to our report soon. But right now, we're still going to just focus on trying to be sustainable and let the other players focus on adding stuff to the report and development and stuff like that. Okay, so we have lost favor here because this camp was opposed to us in the campaign, and Kiran took the opportunity to flip it over to her, which has the nice effect of also taking it out of the campaign, so that's pretty useful. But simultaneously means that we lose favor with it, and we do want that favor. So right now we're still very short of cash. We might industrialize a bit just to get some extra cash. It does make a big difference. So from here, we're probably going to want to build the city right here. This gives us this valuable tile, and it gives us 5 city tiles, and it also connects these camps. So given that, we'll just put this one either here or here. Not a big difference, we'll just move here as a result. We've done this, we might as well it slows down our ability to flip tiles, because you see we generate quiet depending on how many quests we have ongoing, and right now we have 4. So what we want to do is just bring that down. That succeeded, that's fantastic. We're still a little short, but that kind unit might get us there anyway. So that'll add a bunch of quiet. That's going to be pretty useful. We'll just explore these quests here, finish off a quest there. Yep, things are going well. It would be nice if Kiran would take care of that camp, but failing that, we can move this inspiration in most likely. Inspirations are thankfully very mobile, so that does make it easier in a case like this. Yep. So now we've gotten a quest from this camp to complete a project, and we can just use that inspiration on the next turn to do so. In the meantime, okay, so we can meditate. This might be the best option. It's either that or just run a boost, which we'll do. Let's see here. We'll just try to get this done. Hopefully that'll work out. Okay, let's see what the next turn brings us. Okay, that succeeded with Kiran. So that added 10 like to us. So now we're at 29 like with Kiran. So that just crosses that boundary there. So, well, we also happen to learn about Radha. So that we'll use to get an expression bonus. Add that. We're relaxing around Kiran, so that adds a quiet bonus. So that's great. And we'll just research our way till this. We have to disband that unit. We have to disband this unit too. But we can take this forager and forage. Take this unit. And I guess just explore around here a bit. This one, and we actually will not explore those anomalies, because what we're trying to do is get our ongoing quests down to 0 to give us a bit of a quiet boost to try to flip some of these tiles which are already quite close to flip into becoming Lotus tiles and giving us that permanent quiet bonus. So we're just going to explore in a very general manner. Okay, we have things we should be doing here, but instead we are just going to meditate. We'll complete these projects very quickly, that's useful. And it'll just boost us in quite a bit. It should even give us a, it might even give us an inspiration which we can use to knock out some of these quests. Okay, good. Okay, so now we've unfortunately gone to a new tier. We've triggered some responsibilities. Just go for that, that's fine. We've added this, that's excellent, that's even more quiet. We will get this, we'll see if we do choose to industrialize that way. But now we have these inspirations, and unfortunately they came at the same time as a bunch of quests. So let's start here, just inspire here. That's nice, got that out, we'll do it again, knock out another quest there. Unfortunately we didn't roll high enough, so no luck, but we'll explore with this unit. Over here we'll bring this unit up, and we'll find a place, maybe we'll just go over there. Over here we'll just clear out these unexplored tiles, just get a feeling for them. We have the cash now that we can use this unit to build a sanctum over here. So we'll do that. We'll give Kiran a little bit of quiet over on her space, and hopefully that'll work out well for her. In the meantime, we are apparently working on this answer on Churchill anyway, so we don't have to worry there. Okay, we could build a tier 3 wonder. It'll take 12 turns if we only do it in this city, but we can add a couple other cities towards it. That'll knock out 3 quests. It's pretty important. Yeah, I think we'll do that. And we'll do that with this. Okay. Let's put that there. Support this. See, so now we have 2 cities trying to build the same one, both working on that wonder. In the meantime, one second, what is this about? Churchill during World War II, Churchill on India, UK in the 40s, and the Congress. Okay, so it's clearly a Congress one. But we'll put this in because that will allow us to what this will do is it will allow us to complete these quests, given that we tacked Churchill into this view on the Congress. Okay, hopefully we'll be able to do that. We've learned more about Kiran. We'll use that. We'll use that for currency, actually. So self-improvement is a very, very important currency. You use it to build buildings and wonders and stuff like that. But we're going for the sustainable thing, and we will need some currency for that, given that we're going for the sustainable route instead of the industrialization route. Okay, let's get these done. Okay, over here we will just knock out another quest that way. That's what these inspirations do so well. Just keep exploring here. Okay. Bring this one up. Just keep an eye out here. What we'll do is we'll still support this. That'll be a third producer working on it. And okay, that's the first 25 turns. So we're just going to end this video here, and I'll see you in the next one for turns 25 through 50. Hopefully by there we'll be able to start actually making some of these tiles quiet. We will just get through this list of quests quickly. That'll change a lot of this pollution into quiet. It'll boost our cities around the area, and hopefully we'll be able to go from there into a sustainable place that will allow us to offset the pollution of the rest of the players. So yeah, see you in the next one.